Hey everybody, welcome back to Leosophy. I've got this is the June edition of Mental Diets. So this one I'm cheating a little bit because fiction and nonfiction normally are two separate categories. But one of my favorite books is, and I mentioned it in a previous episode. Actually, I mentioned it in several episodes about Romance of the Three Kingdoms and the characters in it. Well, it's a fictional account of real events. Like we know that those figures existed, but it's like this very dramatized version. But I really like the story, and I highly recommend Romance of the Three Kingdoms. In fact, the next several ones, book recommendations, might just be the four Chinese classics because they are really, really interesting. But Romance of the Three Kingdoms is a really compelling story about just the three warring factions in this extremely epic, just warring states period in China. It's really good. One thing I would like to remind people of, though, is that in this dramatized version, Cao Cao is the big bad, but he was actually a really good ruler, and I think he's been very maligned for a long time. That PSA over. Um, so that's actually just the book I recommend, which really it can account for fiction and nonfiction because it is a huge book. Like I don't, it's one of those few books that I don't recommend reading other books alongside because I like to bounce between. I like to read two books at once usually, but this was not one of those cases. As far as music, I don't think I've ever mentioned a pop act before, but I just really enjoy, and so far I haven't seen anything degenerate from Daði Freyr, the Icelandic singer, and his little weird band. I like the music. I think the video that I did see, well, I saw a couple, were cute. So I really liked his stuff, and I enjoy the way his voice is. It's very unique. Um, Film wise, this is an older one. I have not seen a good movie lately, but I really like Eat, Drink, Man, Woman. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. I won't even go into how all the details, but it's a very good drama, and that's something we don't see very often now because of globalism. Is dramas are dying out because you can't show a child soldier in Ghana and a merchant in China and a Wall Street broker in New York uh, a drama, and they'll all three like it. They like explosions, all three of them. That's sort of how that works. Anyway, Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, really good story. And I just realized that I put two Chinese instances of media on here. I think Eat, Drink, Man, Woman is Chinese, not Taiwanese or Cantonese. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a good movie regardless. So let's see, TV. I was recently recommended this series by my friends, and they said it was up my alley. Alone, on the History Channel, is a great show that you can actually get genuine lessons from. If you know how to separate the wheat from the chaff mentally, you could actually take a lot from this show. It's about building survival shelters. Hint, hint. So, highly recommend Alone. And then the last one is family category, which is sort of a newer one that I just came up with on the fly a month or two back. Um, I think Hilda is a really good kids show. Um, it is surprisingly wholesome and sweet, and it incorporates a lot of European mythical elements in a very unique way. Of course, there's some things that the most extreme people would probably take issue with, but I don't have any chief complaints about it. So I think it's pretty good. So that's all I got. Like, share, subscribe, keep asking questions. Bye.